Hello everyone, this is Agent of Mischief. This is my first episode on YouTube, and we are going to be looking at the Camp Creek Cabana renovation, at least my renovation. So here we have the outside. This is what it will look like at the end. So you see the back, the side. I did put in a little skylight. And so yeah, let's get right into it. So here I'm just deleting all of the previous stuff. My goal in this was to do this with as close to the main budget as possible because this is a starter home. In The Sims, if you have the main game, you know exactly where it is. It's at the end of that road with the 3 houses that you can start in the first neighborhood you get in Sims 4. So this is that house on the end lot. And you see what I did there at where I put that wall in. That was because I have been using this house for my 100 Day Challenge sim, which I can go back and start over if you would all like to watch me play that again. So I've been using this lot, and I noticed that whenever I would have to have my sim woohoo, what would happen is the bedroom would be completely wide open. And because there's no door there, and the people would be, if there were people in the living room, they would hear everything going on and they'd get really turned off. So I went ahead and put in a wall there and decided to divide it up into 2 bedrooms because it's a large bedroom even for a master. Another reason why I divided it up was because I also find I usually play with larger families, so I tend to like to have a starter house that has at least 2 to 3 bedrooms, and this one starts off with 2, but it could easily be made into a 3-bedroom with 1 bath. So that's what I opted to do. Again, this is supposed to be a starter home, so that's what I was trying to do budget-wise, although it does come out to be just north of $30,000. So whenever you go to play this in Sims, that's what it's going to be at. So it's going to be just north of the $20,000 mark that you usually start at. And yes, I do mean it'll be available in the gallery. I'm noticing some errors that going through this video, I will have them fixed before I will re-upload because I uploaded it when I first did this back in January. This isn't the first time I tried to record this video. The first time it came out to about like 45 minutes, and I was like, whoa, that's too long. So y'all are getting the shortened down version of 19 and a half, I believe. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to fix that front area. The windows that they put there I didn't like, so I've redone them obviously, but the original windows I had picked for it didn't work with the way I had set it up, and I decided, you know what, I want this little alcove for a little breakfast nook. I thought that would be really nice, so that's me carving it out right now. And right after that I went directly into trying to figure out the roof, because that, anybody knows, sim building is the most important part of building the house, making sure the roof looks nice. And again, I had originally planned on putting in that skylight. I felt it would bring in more light than just putting in a window in the bathroom, so that's what I wanted to do. You can see this is the first time I ever tried to do a skylight. I've gotten much better at it since then, but this kind of becomes a mess, and you can definitely see I had major difficulties with the roof. And when it comes up, I've got a fun little montage for you. So, enjoy! that roof. Note the sarcasm. Anyway, moving on. So the outside, I decided to go with more of a stucco for the outer wall because I wanted more of a rustic look. It is a cabana after all. I just figured that would fit in quite well. Notice I went with the black shingles. I just thought it looked sleeker. It contrasted nicely with the outer wall and made it stand out a little more. The blue that they have in there, I feel kind of makes it washed out. It looks good with some colors, like with the red, it looks great. But if you're going for more of a white house, which is what I was trying to do, I'm going more beige, gray-ish house stucco. The black seems to stand out much better. So next I did all of the wallpapering in the house. I didn't do the crown molding at the bottom, but that was just personal preference for myself. One, again, I'm trying to keep it within budget, but two, there's the whole, I don't know, in this house I like the cleaner lines. In most houses, crown molding all the way, and especially in the fancier homes. But this house, the clean line, I feel looks rather nice. And I did do the backsplash. That's that dark gray and black tile that you see right there. And that's for where the kitchen's going to be. And I wanted to do a little galley kitchen. I thought that was really nice to set that up right there. So you got the full galley kitchen. You got your fridge, sink, stove, everything you need. And it's all right there, nice and pretty. For a second, I thought I pulled a sim supply and forgot to put a trash can in, but no, I checked the pictures at the end and it's clearly there, so good. And around about here, I should be thinking that back room needs to be shifted back because the kitchen is way too close to where the breakfast nook needs to be. You can't fit a full table and chairs where the breakfast nook is, where I had the kitchen set, which was the whole point of the breakfast nook. You need the kitchen table and chairs. Otherwise, why even have it there? So I decided to shift everything back so that second bedroom is smaller now, but everything fits, as you will see. So yeah, here I'm trying to do the bar stools, which again, I didn't really like. I don't know. Those counters are so fancy. They're so pretty. I love them. But you can't... It's difficult to find a good bar stool to go with them. And that one that worked with the house did not work with those counters. So I said, nope, no. And decided to go instead, try to do the table, which, again, wasn't fitting. I couldn't put any chairs around the table because of how the alcove sat for the breakfast nook. So that's why I decided to shift everything back, as I said earlier. So... yeah, this is how it's gonna look. I'm gonna kind of step away from narrating the furnishings because it's kind of basic from here on. You get the bed, dresser, bathroom, sofa, whatever. And go back to the reason why I decided to renovate this one. Again, I was using it for my 100 Baby Challenge, which I started doing because my sister and I have both played The Sims since we were like in middle school. So that was back in 2001. We played the first SimCity back when it came out on Super Nintendo back in the 90s. But that was before it became like The Sims. We were completely addicted. We got all of the expansion packs. Anyway, so my sister told me about this 100 Baby Challenge and she told me some of the rules and I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. I want to try it. And I'm not doing too terrible. I'm about 11 babies in, meaning I've got 2 adults out and I've got 1 on the way. So yeah, not too shabby for the challenge. And again, I've got other episodes lined up and I'm not averse to doing a series if you all would like that. Again, you have to tell me in the comments, and I will read the comments. I do have several other builds lined up, and don't worry about roofing. Most of my other builds have good roofs, except for that A-line, which is coming up. But my 5x5, oh, that roof, spectacular. That whole build is just gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I also have some really old builds that I haven't played in. I created them back when on my old computer when The Sims 4 first came out, and it kept crashing my computer, so I had to get another computer. I got the second computer for other reasons other than that, but that was one of them. So I have some of those old houses, which, like, looking at them now with my current build skills is kind of painful, and I would love to redo them if y'all would like to see some of those refurbishes, because those are like monster McMansions, if you know what I mean. And I think those would be fun to like redo or revamp, especially with the building tricks I know now. So right now what I'm doing is I'm putting in all these accent walls, which in some builds they look really cool. It's added decoration. It's free decoration. I shouldn't say free, because like you do have to pay for the wallpaper, but it's cheaper than getting a painting, is what I'll say. So I was putting in these accent walls. You'll see I've got like red in one room and brown. I put brown in the master because that deep chocolatey brown looks really nice. Like having a bedroom set like that, it's a nice color for a master bedroom. You wouldn't think it, but it does turn out really nicely. Anyway, and I put a brick accent wall in the living room, which I just love the exposed brick. It looks really pretty, especially with that bookcase. And I'm learning. It's a struggle for me, but I am learning to put in potted plants. It's not something I'm used to doing because I naturally have like a black thumb. I like Norga, whatever the villain in the Troll in Central Park's name was. She had that thumb that like would turn things to stone and strip plants of everything. Yeah, I when it comes to plants, I'm a lot like her. So putting plants in a sim household, I mean, it just seems weird to me. It helps that I have been watching some Sim Supply and Deligracy and several other sim builders on YouTube, which inspired me to do this. And I thought, okay, well, it can actually make it very pretty and lively. So I've decided to put in some house plants. And bonus, unlike the first couple games, you don't have to take care of them, which is fantastic. So I love that about The Sims 4. I don't have to take care of the plants because, again, plants kind of die around. Anyway, back to The Sims. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of doing the decorations. I'm looking for paintings to hang in the main hall area that will look nice. I like the apples and pears situation. I tried to do the is it potatoes or is that a pear painting? I don't know. I'm looking on a very small screen right now. I did have some difficulty fitting the drapes to those diagonal. I wish that they would have like an auto fit for those, or like just have like a diagonal. These go on diagonal windows, but they don't. Which I guess we can just live with. It's not like those windows are on a bedroom or anything, so it's not too terrible privacy wise, but still it's not ideal. Anyway, so right now I'm just getting in some sconces for that hallway because it is dark, and yeah, trying to see if there are any more potted plants I can put around the house to make it look a little bit more lively. Although that barrel with the huge fern coming out of it, it just looks too pretty where it is. I couldn't move it. So then, yeah, just move on to posters. Both of the twin bedrooms, they're supposed to be teenage bedrooms. At least I decorate them as such. One is for more of like punk rock guy or skater dude, or one is just supposed to be more alternative style, and the other one is more preppy and girly, has artwork everywhere and is really pretty and There's like a makeup tin and all of that. It has a desk and a computer. Both of the teen bedrooms have a desk and computer, and then there's a computer in the main living room. Because I couldn't fit one in the master bedroom, but I could fit a bookcase, which I thought was nice. So, yeah, getting the last of the knickknacks in place. I tried to put a journal or a set of books in the master bedroom, but that just didn't work. So that's why I opted for the hanging bookcase on the wall, which ever since I found that one, I was like, ooh, I really like this. It's so small and it really doesn't take up any space at all. Like, you can use it anywhere. Because it's hanging. It's a decoration, quote unquote, but it's still a bookcase. I realized I forgot to narrate what had happened with the bathroom, because originally I had the door sitting where the living room computer is right now. So what had happened was I ended up moving the door back to where it was, but I moved the door to where the computer is now sitting because I wanted it there. I thought I could make it function better that way. Without having the bathroom door facing the kitchen, but it didn't work that way. I realized when I started pulling the potted plants and the decorations that the desk and the computer had to go in that corner, which meant that the bathroom door couldn't go there, which meant that the bathroom door had to move all the way back to where I had it originally, which was really annoying, and it took me about like 5-10 minutes to pull everything out of the bathroom, because I was doing this in build mode. I wasn't doing this in with Sims living on the property, and so I didn't have a house inventory. I had to pull everything out manually and put it back in. So it was rather annoying. I had it sitting outside and then pulled it back in once I had everything reorganized. But yeah, that was the gist with the bathroom. So now the door is on the correct side. After that, I tried to do some more landscaping outside. I had some difficulty finding where the mailboxes were, and at some point I was like looking. I said, screw it, I'm just going to Google it, and it took me like 5 minutes. I said, oh, it's there. So put out a new mailbox, got the outdoor trash can, and yeah, it's starting to take form now. So here it is, the final product. Again, you got the outside. I got 360 view of the outside. Again, with the skylight, and you got the trees outside that give you some privacy on that side. Although there aren't that many windows on that side, could have used trees on the other side, but whatever. So going inside, I should note that for some reason my camera, I had learned how to use the cinematic camera, but for some reason it wasn't working, or wasn't working correctly when I was trying to film this. So I just took screenshots for you so you can get the full view of what it would look like to your Sims. You've got this nice open space, which is beautiful. You got your living room right here, kitchen, dining room, or breakfast nook area. And then you go right back into the bedrooms with the bathroom to live in there. So I hope you enjoyed this. I did put a floor plan down for you so you can see what the new floor plan looks like. It is the Camp Creek Cabana renovation from a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house. If you download it from the gallery and you put it where the Camp Creek Cabana is, it'll be roughly about 34,000 simoleons, I think is how much it comes out to be. And again, it will be available in the gallery. I am Agent of Mischief. Thank you for watching. Please comment, subscribe, do the thing, whatever. Thanks. Bye.